Body language in the classroom. Based on our research, we have found that at least 75% of all classroom communication is nonverbal. So, how we as teachers can use our body language in an appropriate way? How can we help our students' development using body language? As the time goes by, we teachers need to improve ourselves in order to make our students learn in a significant way. But how? Today, we are going to summarize helpful strategies to create an appropriate classroom atmosphere, to use body language in a correct way, and to decode our students' behavior. There are many theories floating around the internet about body language, but all of them reach a conclusion. Body language has a positive impact on our students in our classroom and in our lessons. For example, based on the article Teaching Without Talking by Hansen in 2010, we learned that students use facial expressions and eye contact at a very young age, and even toddlers recognize the importance of maintaining eye contact with their peers. Females tend to maintain eye contact longer than males, regardless of their feelings towards the other person. So, if you maintain a solid eye contact with your students, it is highly probable that you will make them understand in a clearer way. Using gestures is not only an interactive way to teach, but it is also a meaningful one. So try and use gestures, especially when giving instructions. Be careful though. Use gestures that have a defined meaning. Some students could interpret gestures in different ways, so be clear and precise. A good way to implement gestures in your classroom is to use good activity plans. They have a powerful impact at the moment of developing a class, so try to add activities that use body language, like role plays, dialogues, and interviews. Anything that can make your students use their bodies. This will greatly improve your classroom atmosphere and the disposition of your students. Now that we talked about disposition of our students, proximity is our next step. Regarding proximity, we can say that is the distance between teacher and the students. If we are distant to our students, we might lose their interest. So be careful. Try to be close to your students, but don't overdo it. Based on the article Teaching Without Talking, Hansen 2010, people create body bubbles separating themselves from others. Teachers can increase rapport by directly facing students, maintaining eye contact, sitting at the same plane level, etc.
Now that we know how to approach our students on the benefit of body language, we need to talk about student development. Imitation, representation, pantomimes, all of gestures, all of these concepts can be reduced to one word, mimesis. By definition, mimesis is a process that any second language learner acquires at the moment of sharing information with another participant. So, if we make our students use mimesis, we can make them develop their skills in a meaningful way. Phonetic pronunciation, volume, intonation, and many more skills can be enhanced by using mimesis. Using body gestures stimulates our students to make use of mimesis and can enhance their performance in the classroom. The correct use of gestures. Gestures can be used not only as a way to reach a meaning, but also to give context to the learning. This mediational role of gestures can be appreciated when a student is guided by the teacher using gestures to reach a shared purpose, which is made clear to the students. This physical materialization of the purpose allows students to transform their thinking and potentially contrast and contextualize with the future concepts. Other way to properly use gestures is making use of modeling. Students can learn by watching their peers or the teachers doing an activity. If we implement modeling in our lesson, our instructions will be clear, our example will be more meaningful, and the flow of the classroom will highly improve. A good fluency in the lesson is highly appreciated. In Chile, teachers tend to do everything in a hurry. Most of the time, they do not plan with anticipation, nor they use new methodologies in the classroom. They just want to finish the lesson and move to the next one. This is where body gestures can be the stepping stone to improve the performance in the classroom. Modeling is an easy way to make our students understand in a clearer way. Maintaining eye contact with them improves proximity and credibility. Using gestures as a mediational tool will lead our students to elicit the purpose of the activities. Just by implementing body gestures, our lesson can be enhanced. So why Chilean teachers are not implementing new methodologies? Why are they stuck with boring PPT presentations or worksheets? The answer is simple. We, Chilean teachers, are just too lazy. If our lessons are not effective enough, why can't we change them? If our students are not paying attention enough, why can't we make them pay attention? Simple changes can lead to great improvements. It is our duty to make these changes, and let's be honest, it's not that hard. The new generation of teachers are changing from a teacher centered class to a student centered class. And for this change, we need to follow the steps. We can enhance our student development by using body language, which is a skill required for this. The lessons are more dynamic, and if we don't implement new methodologies in our classroom, the developing of our students will not suffice the demands of the new generations. So we highly recommend you mastering body language, learn how mimesis work, and with these skills, your lessons will improve exponentially.